How you doing, YouTube? Massive Beer Reviews back with a purposeful video, but a very, I don't know, weird video, I guess, because it just makes me feel uncomfortable, because it's not just me. We're going to be reviewing, by the way, Old Stock 2021. I review Old Stock quite a bit, typically aged bottles. And the last time I reviewed a freshie, I don't remember. I think I reviewed a 20... Did I do like a 2020? Not last year, maybe? Anyway, regardless. So there's a reason why I'm doing this beer. Is because I picked up... Well, I didn't pick up 2 cases yet, but I picked up a bunch of these because these are a great ageable beer. And I wanted to pick out a beer that I could review for the coming months because of this guy over here. For those who don't know, I had a child by the name of Micah. This would be him right here. This is my beautiful wife, Liesel. Oh.
He's just waking up.
He's just waking up. And he's not old enough for beer yet. What you doing, buddy boy? Huh? What you doing? And but what I figured I'd do is I would get a couple cases of these, and I would review these once a year on Micah's birthday. Now, this isn't Micah's birthday because he's already born. Newsflash. And so I'm going to review these once a year, every year, until he's old enough to drink with me. And maybe if he wants to, we'll review one together. How about that, buddy boy? Does that sound like a plan, me and you? If he wants to. Now, am I going to be doing these for 21 more years? Probably not. But it's a nice concept and something I thought I'd do. So, we'll see if that works. How about that? So, I'll hand you back to Mommy. There you go, buddy. So there you go. Nothing like an awkward handoff with a baby. So, yeah, I think it'd be a fun concept. Who knows if he's gonna want to drink beer? You know, who knows if I'm gonna be doing these forever? I don't anticipate doing the beer review thing for 21 more years, but I thought it would be fun to do because what I can do is, let's say, 2 months, 5 years, whatever down the line, to decide not to do beer reviews anymore on YouTube. I could still just do this once a year. I think I can handle that. And when I'm at the ripe age of 66 years old, I could sit with my son, and if he chooses to, we can review the beer that came out the year he was born. So there you go. So like I said, I've reviewed freshies before. It's been a while. I'm not a huge Old Stock freshie guy, so we'll see how this one plays. But in order to spice this up a little bit, because I'm going to review this first, we're going to chase it with that. So we're going to do a 2013 Cellar Reserve of Old Stock, just to make this even more kooky. So let's dive into the base beer first. God, a lot of moving parts on this one. So Old Stock is an old ale, but it's really more of a barley wine than an old ale. It's not like open fermented or anything like that. North Coast Brewing Company. This is the 2021 edition. I have not seen these yet. I know they're out. I think they come out around February, March. But I haven't seen any until today. So I picked up 2 4-packs of this just so I have at least a couple years in the chute. And then I will make sure I want to have 2 cases in case I want to kind of check on them here and there throughout the years. But I mean, it actually looks a little bit darker than what you typically expect from a fresher kind of North Coast Old Stock. They typically come off a little bit lighter, a little bit more kind of washed out kind of caramel. So this actually looks quite nice. Looks like it has a little bit of extra time on it already. Do they actually have a bottling date on here? It's 11.2%, which I believe is a little bit smaller than typical. And it looks like this is... 01 25 12 no 21. Okay, it looks like the 121st day maybe. No, I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, it's from 2021. Label wise, I've always loved the labels on this sucker, so yeah, looks the part. Let's get a nose. That honestly smells like it has a couple years on it already. That's probably the most exciting part about this, because I didn't expect it to have this kind of richness to it. Typically old stocks, even though they are rich and malty and all those kind of things, tend to be a little bit fresher, a little greener, a little bit more kind of crystallized, kind of hard candy sweetness. This comes off a little bit more molassesy, a little bit more kind of figgy than what I remember their newer bottles coming off as. So I'm kind of excited on this. So a little bit of soft dried fruit in there. Nice kind of caramel kind of sweetness. It's not just burnt brown sugar kind of sweetness. Nice caramel sweetness. Kind of off to a good start, man. Dive it in. Cheers. Okay. It's pretty tasty, honestly. It tastes way more mature than I typically get from 2021, or freshy old stock, I should say, which kind of makes sense because my kid is like a super genius, awesome kid. Like, he's doing crazy stuff at the age he's at. He's already, like, let's see, he's going to be 2 months old in 2 days, and he's like 14 pounds probably by now. Last time I weighed him was 13 and change. He's probably like 14 pounds. He's probably pushing 25 inches or so, I would guess. Maybe a little less than that because they don't grow lengthwise as much, but he's big. He's doing advanced things. This beer's big. It's doing advanced things. I think that might be a little rose-colored glasses because I'm a dad, but whatever. I can do it. It's my channel. Oh. I'm not lying. This is the best freshy old stock I've had ever. That's not hyperbole. That's not me just saying it because I want it to be. It is. It's so much more richer. So much more depth to it than it typically has at this super young age. Old stock. North Coast. What are you doing here? If all the other, because I've had them over the years, I haven't reviewed them maybe, but I have them over the years, they just come off like way less rich and mature like this. Man, I'm very, very, very surprised here. So, back to the beer. Beautiful, soft, creamy mouthfeel. Almost Doppelbock-like in presence. Not much, if any, kind of heat to it. There's a little tiny burn to it, but nothing too big. Again, you're getting the figgies, you're getting the dates, you're getting that rich kind of caramelized kind of sweetness. It's not overly sweet. It's sweet. It's a barley wine. It's supposed to be sweet, but it's not over the top. And it's just so much more cohesive and so much more closer than what I would expect this beer to be in, let's say, 5 years. But it's already there now. So I'm super excited about this year's batch and to see how it plays. Absolutely delicious. One of the better, if not one of the best, fresh barley wines I've had in quite some time. And listen, I'm a North Coast junkie. You know what I mean? That's my jam. But I am strictly team old stock. I am, give it 5, give it 8 years. It's going to turn into something great. In the last couple freshies I've had, I've been like, yep, now I know why I think that way. Now I'm thinking differently. I just, this year's batch is just beyond fantastic. And by far and away, the best freshie that I can remember having. Sure, time changes, your ideas, your palate change, all that kind of stuff. But as far as freshies go, this is really good stuff. Yeah. Great mouthfeel, beautiful depth to it already. Dates and figgies are there already. Can't wait to see this sucker grow. Let's dive into this barrel-aged version. So we're talking about 2013. We're talking about 8 years old. Last time I had this, I wasn't a big fan of it. Let's do this. Let's make it an occasion. Oh wait, it's an aged beer. It's not going to pop off there. Yeah, it did. How about that? So we'll see how this sucker goes. So, besides this beer, hopefully being tasty, now I have to make sure I grab that cork so my dog doesn't eat it and I end up at the animal hospital. Because Taco will definitely eat that shit. So, label-wise, this is old stock labeling. They did this for the 2011, 2013 editions. The 2009 was in like a fake stone kind of bottle. It's actually one of my favorite bottles of all time. But if you're going to hold it up to this, again, we're talking about barrel aging, but also time, markedly darker. You know, the head actually comes off decent. It looks like it has some decent carbonation, but it has that rich kind of, what would I call that? I mean, I'd call it doo-doo water brown, but as far as like beer goes, I mean, it's like raspberry iced tea kind of vibe to it. Where over here, you look at this is like very much kind of like cranberry juicy. Over here, this is kind of raspberry iced tea kind of vibe. So you can definitely check out the color difference on that. Give it a whirl, give it a nose. Oh, man, that smells so good. I mean, like I said, I had this one probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was just a little bit more muted than I remember. The nose on this one is definitely not giving that. It's taken that, again, barrel involved, not the same beer, but kind of the same beer. It's taking that date and figgy and elevating it pretty much in the raisinette realm. You know, you're pretty much almost there as far as raisinets go. Let's move that back one right there. And it has this rich chocolate, so this chocolate raisinette-y kind of thing going on. So you've got those plums, you've got those dark fruits, that raisinette-y kind of vibe to it. You have this little bit of sugar daddy eking in there, but it's not fully on the way. There's this nice kind of bourbon characteristic without being overly hot. You can tell it's a big beer, but it's rounded. Time has treated this really, really well. I mean, the fact that cork popped out like it did actually has me like all kinds of hot and bothered in a very excited way. That smells fantastic, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's delicious. That's delicious. Is it out of this world? It's close, but the mouthfeel has taken a hit here. Now you're talking about a 8-year-old beer, barrel-aged, time. I'm not going to sit here and kind of dwell on that. It's not thin. It just doesn't have that creaminess you have over here. But then again, some of the freshies I've had of Old Stock haven't been as soft as this one and as creamy as this one over here. I mean, that's got that raisininess going on, man. It's not 2x4 to the face, but it's there. This rich kind of soft, kind of adulty, kind of caramel chocolate mixture with the soft, rich, dark pruning, kind of raisin, kind of fruitiness, kind of dates and figgies dancing around. This nice, soft, kind of tannic bittering. And by that I mean it doesn't feel like a hop. It feels like more the barrels at play here get a little bit of char. I think you're getting a decent amount of vanilla and coconut from that barrel. That's kind of adding to that level of that sugar daddy raisinette thing, and it's bringing you home completely to that direction. That's fantastic. That's an absolutely delicious beer. Yeah. This is why I love Old Stock. Now, nothing will beat Old Stock 2009. That is king shit at F Mountain. If any of you have one of those out there, please let me know. I want it badly. I need to review that beer. That's like I've always been an Old Stock fan, but that 2009 barrel aged really kind of that sealed me. You know, it made me love Old Stock. But it's damn tasty and really, really just absolutely fantastic. Aged beer, there's not much as far as any oxidation whatsoever. A little bit of soft oxidation. I think it elevates the beer a little bit. The carbonation's nice. It's funny because, like, when I saw this on the shelf, there was a whole rack of them. There was like 10 of them in a row. And I'm like reached all the way in the back to grab the one the farthest back because that's going to help, I guess. Maybe because people aren't picking it up and jostling it, and it's protected a little bit from light and from heat. Man, this is absolutely delicious. And this beer can be found. That's the funny part. I could actually, and this is the funniest part about this, and I know I'm going on tangents here, but that's what I do. And my kid's going to watch this. This is the worst part about all this. Anyway, I just realized that my kid's going to watch all my YouTube videos. I can find this beer easier than I can find this beer. That's the craziest part of it. Craziest part. But yeah, absolutely beautiful aged matureness with a nice barrel character and a nice spirit component in here, not coming off overly hot. Over here, probably one of, if not the best freshie of North Coast Old Stock that I've ever had. And just back to back, just two fantastically, burpily delectable beers. Let's do the Cuvée. That's what I'll do. See, now I know what I'm going to do. Now I know what I'm going to do. No. I'm going to, because I can find these, I'm going to get a couple of these so I could do the same thing in 21 years. I'll just do this one every year and then I'll save it so I can do the side-by-side in 21 years. My wife's just rolling her eyes at me. She's very supportive.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh, that's nice.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, when this one's 21 years old and this one's 29 years old, it might be a different story, but this just, it kind of kills the maturity and richness of that. I thought that would be the case, but I mean, best base Old Stock in years. This beer, well, I've had it a couple times over the past several years. Last one or two times I've had it has been a little bit disappointing. It's probably batch or just how it's kept. This one is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. If you like what we like, this is one of the better fresh barley wines that I've had as late. Yes, Mount Rushmore says one of the better aged barley wines I've had as late. Yes. Just missing Mount Rushmore status. Some of the Kunins, some of the Revolutions probably kicked this off, but it's very, very close. Value to availability, I pay $12 for a 4-pack of this. That's insanity, and I paid $19.99 for this one over here. So that's kind of cheap for these. These usually run more like 24 bucks. That's why I picked it up, because it was kind of a deal. But you're talking about $12 for a 4-pack of Old Stock. That's just bonkers, crazy talk. So, and if you like what we like this, if you like English barley wine, fresh but also matured, if you like old aged barley wines and you like them with a little bit of barrel spirit, if you like tasty barley wine, you like old beer, you like beer, you like watching me review this beer for 21 years, you'll like this beer. So there you go. A little bit of massive beer review in the books. By now, it'll be, YouTube won't even exist by the time I record that 21st one. It'll be like, there won't be like YouTube. It'll be like implants in your brain and Johnny Mnemonic kind of stuff. And then like, you know, maybe, I don't know, by that time it could be just, you know, the Matrix. Or we could be like living in a Planet of the Apes situation where everything's gone, but it's just me and Liesel and Micah living on our farmstead making hooch out of the corner. And then I have these random, I'm watching like a bird just eat something. No, he's bringing it to the kids. And then, oh, you can hear him go, can you hear that? Yeah. That was, what kind of bird is that?
I don't know. Is that a grackle?
I don't know. He's kind of aggressive. Or she's kind of aggressive. Anyway, so there you go. A review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoy watching me do this for 21 years. If I do. I will do this for 21 years. I will. This beer, I won't do beer tube for 21 years, but I will do this, I promise you. If I am alive and I'm allowed to consume a beer, I will do this for 21 years. So the mower's coming, so I gotta go. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Hopefully you're enjoying these kind of things with you and yours. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.